everybody. Got to come up real close on you. Get closer. Today is, well, not only is it at the movies with film, but it is a National Savior Hearing Day. And in order to celebrate that day, to do homage to that day, to do service to that day, I'm going to be very quiet. I'm going to be very quiet. So you might want to have to turn the volume up on your televisions a little bit, okay? Because it's, I'm going to be as quiet as I can, because I don't want to hurt your hearing, okay? And as a matter of fact, if you might have, you know, when you do the lawn mowing, you might put those earmuff things on your heads. If you got those, go ahead and put those on right now, so that you're protecting your hearing from the things that I might be saying, okay? That, you know, another thing, what's cool about those national days is that there's usually a whole slew of them, okay? For instance, there's a National Macaroon Day. I love macaroons, but there's no reason to celebrate that, because if I brought them to shoot with, I would have eaten them already. They'd be gone. So it would not be fitting for that. But it is National Read the Credits of a Film in Full Sentences Day as well, and National Smile Day. So I'm going to be very quiet. We picked a location out here. You can see, I'll step off. You can see right here, okay, that there's a great deal of quietness here. Listen. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. So I'm going to start reading. Okay, yeah. Well, what's the film that we're doing? Oh, it's one of our favorites. It is i.gordon's Amazing Colossal Man. Okay. Oh. Ooh. I hear noises. Yeah, like I said, we're trying to be real quiet here, okay? And it's National Read Credits in Full Sentences Day, and it's also Save Your Hearing Day, and National Smiling Day. And we had a little bit of hiccup there, so we had to move over here. So I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. It's very quiet, and I'm going to start reading. Again, what is the film that we're talking about here that I'm going to be reading the credits for? It is, should have some crackers here too, you know, it'd be good to chew some crackers while I was doing this. But Amazing Colossal Man, 1957. This is one of... Hey, wait! Quiet! Shh! Didn't you get the news? I mean, we're supposed to be quiet here. We're supposed to be quiet. Quiet. Morgan, I know, is out there probably playing around. Okay. I gotta keep smiling. Okay. But shut up, okay? You should be quiet while I do this, because I'm going to get mad. Okay, now here we go. Bird i.gordon. Oh, you know, Bird i.gordon, he likes everything real big, and the Amazing Colossal Man is sort of, well, King Dinosaur was before that, but this is really the beginning of his sort of, beginning the real big stuff. You know that this film was such a success that he made the War of the Colossal Beasts as well, that followed it sometime later, still dealing with the big guy, played by a different guy, but still, big guy. Okay. The film was written by Bird i.gordon too. Oh, we got an auteur here maybe. I'm gonna have to move. Okay, I'm gonna go to a different location, and I'm hoping that Morgan, just go back to the car. We'll pick you up later. Okay? Good. I'm gonna hop down here. Maybe follow along here. Say that. I hear that plane going over. We have to wait. Planes kind of fit for this film too, kind of military stuff. Remember the main character, you know, gets stuck in a blast, right? And that's what makes him a big guy. Right? Got to have a reason why a guy becomes a big guy. And this one here was some kind of military thing that he gets stuck in. Okay, yes. So Bird i.gordon, checking around to see, seems okay. Now, Bird i.gordon wrote this film, and he directed it as well. He also, another guy, Mark Hanna, worked on it, and another, George Worthing Yates. They worked a lot together over time. Okay, now who plays the big guy? Well, he's Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Manning. It's Glenn Langan. Glenn Langan. Okay, which is interesting. Glenn Manning, Glenn Langan. You know, they didn't have to think too far. It's like if I was in a film, you know, and they go, well, what's the name of the character that Film Brown will play? Film Brown. Why not? Hey, I told you, get the crap out of here. Kathy Downs is in this film. Oh, we love Kathy Downs. Oh, remember her in My Darling Clementine. Okay. Ooh. I think she was also in The Phantom of 10,000 Feet. Ooh. Okay. Carol Forrest is who she plays. Dr. Paul Lindstrom, okay, is played by William Hudson. So we're doing real good so far, folks, and it's real quiet. Okay? Stick with me. We got a lot more to go. Oh, there's a guy in here, Larry Thor. Doesn't have a hammer or anything like that, but Larry Thor is in this film. James C.A. I think that's how you said C.A. Like that. Frank Jenks. Anybody who knows a guy named Jenks, you know what the Frank Jenks. You gotta say it to him, Frank Jenks. And that's hard to do when it's a quiet day, because it's almost like Frank Jenks. Like that. And Russ Bender. Yeah, Russ Bender's in this. And Hank Patterson. Plays a guy named Henry. Hey. You can't trust nobody with this kind of stuff. But it's interesting. Hank and Henry are names that go together, right? You know, a person's name is Henry, they might call him Hank. Well, he plays a guy named Henry, and his name is Hank Patterson. So, did you hear that? Kind of worries me. Another guy in here, Jimmy Cross. I love anybody named Jimmy. Jimmy Cross. Okay, if he came and auditioned for something, what's your name? Jimmy Cross. And I'd go, you got a part. And you'll play the sergeant at the reception desk, because that's just right there what Jimmy Cross would do. June Jocelyn, Nurse Wilson. Okay, Stanley Lackman, looking around. Lieutenant Klein, Harry Raybould. He's the MP at the main gate. So look out for that guy. We also have Jean Moorhead, who plays Woman in Bathtub. I knew Morgan would be interested in that. Okay. Scott Peters, he plays a guy named Lee Carter. Sergeant Carter. Okay, this is pre-Gomer Pyle stuff, but they're thinking ahead, right? And that's probably who they based that Sergeant Carter on, was this guy, Scott Peters. They couldn't get him, so they got the other guy. Myron Cook plays Captain Thomas. And you can see that there's sort of a theme going through here. A lot of military guys. Okay? Whoop. We have Michael Harris. He plays Police Lieutenant Keller. So everybody seems to have like some kind of credential of some kind. Even this guy, Bill Cassidy, he plays Lieutenant Peterson. Lieutenant Peterson. And then Dick Nelson, Sergeant Hanson. Edmund Cobb, he plays Dr. McDermott. See, so you still get those credentials that are going there with that. And Paul Hahn, he's an attendant. Not a sergeant attendant or anything like that, or adjutant, okay? But he's an attendant, okay? And Diana Darren plays a hospital receptionist. Well, they got everybody in here. Lynn Osborne, Sergeant Taylor, okay? Very quiet, and I'm smiling, and I'm reading credits in full sentences. Okay? Jack Coslin, with an L-Y-N at the end. He plays lieutenant in briefing room. So even when they don't have a guy who really does much, he's a lieutenant where? In a briefing room. That's not his name, Lieutenant Briefing Room. That'd be cool. I play Lieutenant Briefing Room. Okay? And then William Hughes, he plays Bomb Site Control Officer. And then Keith Hetherington plays a TV anchor man. Ooh. And then John Danum just plays a soldier. That's all. And then Art Dubin, he plays a yodeler. Wow. So look out for the yodeler. Let's flip this over. Uh-oh, sorry. Sorry. I got to do it again, though. It's terrible. You know, when you whisper, you know, you bring in more air than you normally do. And then it kind of gets all raspy in your throat. And, I hate that. Okay. Judd Holdren plays Robert Allen. Not a sergeant, not a lieutenant, just, who are you? Robert Allen. Okay. And this other guy, Harold Miller, he plays official. He's just an official. Okay, now. This being kind of an early AIP film, this has got Bert I. Gordon, Samuel Arkoff, and James Nicholson as the producers of the film. The music is done by Albert Glasser. Okay, and keep it low. You don't want to hurt your hearing with that. I'm going to have to read these credits somewhere else. So let's. I think we've moved far enough away from where he was before, right? Always at 20 feet, right? That's sort of our motto on the show, is like, where's your next set? 20 feet away from where you were before. So we started about down there, about 40 feet away, right? Go ahead and take a look down there. See, that's where we started. And now we're over here. See? That's another rule. Got to have rules, right? Cameraman on this. Joseph Baruch. Ooh. Now, he did some stuff for i.gordon. He also worked with on some of the films that came out in the 60s for Robert Aldrich. Okay, so he's working on some really key stuff. The editing of the film, which is important for a movie like this, right? Because you got all those sergeants and lieutenants, and you got to cut them all together and stuff like that. So you got Ronald Sinclair. The design for the film is by William or Bill. They call him Bill in here. Glasgow. Okay, and then we have Glenn Daniels as the set decorator. Decoration. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And then we have Bob Richards, who did the costume design. Probably did a lot of military outfits, right? Makeup department. Oh, that's important. Robert Schiffer and Joan St. Auger did the hairstyle stuff. Production management, Jack Byrne. Jack Byrne. And the second unit director is Jack Byrne and Nate Slott. Nate Slott. Okay. Art. I thought I heard something. Ooh, look at this. Art department, Paul Blaisdell. Oh, Blaisdell did a lot of the B science fiction monster films of that time. He was the property construction instructor. He built the giant needle. There'll be a scene where they have to put a hypodermic in it. It's this giant needle, and they carry it around and stuff like that. I wonder who got to take that home and say, "Can I check out that giant needle and take it home?" And things. I'll bring it back the next day. It probably disappeared after that. I would have kept the giant needle. Sound department, Jack Solomon. Joseph von Stromheim. Not the von Stromheim that you love to hate, but you can hate him too. And then we have Charlie King. Charlie King reporting. I'm near the end here, Morgan. Shut up. We have Albert Glasser, who is the conductor, and Lloyd Young is the music editor. And the other crew, well, the guy who presented the film was Samuel Z. Arkoff. The assistant technical effects was Flora Gordon. Oh, that's i.gordon's wife. Okay. James Nicholson is another presenter, and Henry Schrage is the assistant to the producer. Now, I'm hoping that we've been quiet enough. I don't want to disturb you. I know we've had a little bits of interference and things like that as we've been going along, but I think we did okay. Okay, we had a little bit of a false start, and we were kind of moving 20 feet down the line here, and we're doing okay. And I just hope that you enjoy silence for the rest of the night. Matter of fact, it'd be okay if you don't even watch this movie. Just turn it off, right? And sit in your living room and just be real quiet for about an hour and a half. Then you can turn it back on and watch the next movie, you don't have to be quiet for that one. Okay? Okay. Let's roll. Did I smile enough?